It's Phil here. We got TJ. We got Loft. We're here. It's OTB. It's Money in the Bank day. And guys, we got two events happening today. So we kind of gotta go through this a little bit quicker than normal when it comes down to like the in-depth and everything like that. Because Worlds Collide happens in about like an hour and 15 minutes from now, roughly. So um TJ, Loft, how you feeling? How you feeling about Money in the Bank? Money in the Bank is always one of my personal favorite times of the year because Money in the Bank is a special time for the future of what WWE can have for the World Championships. And we'll see who becomes Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank tonight. 4 matches on the card. Not the grandest of all cards for Money in the Bank, but it should be fun. And they're in the Intuit Dome, I believe, for like the location where they had the first Monday Night Raw. So it should be a very fun venue to have it in. So I'm looking forward to tonight, even though there's not much on the card with the Money in the Bank ladder matches, and then the tag, and then also we have the women's IC title. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. The fact that it's only 4 matches telling me either the money get some time, which let's be honest,
They should.
they're not going to get the time they need.
Well, they
Main
should.
event's about
They're
to
always going to
be
get time, bro.
fucking hour long.
Or-
No, I mean the time Mania 23 Money in the Bank match was. That's how long every Money in the Bank 10, 12 minutes when each one should be about 25.
They're not going to be 10 minutes long. I do not buy that for a single second, but they'll be solid for what they're going to be.
Triple H, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You gotta hit a home run tonight because they on your ass. You gotta hit a home run tonight. I'm expecting all of the good guys to win, just to keep the crowd happy. Which fares well for certain people, but fares bad for other people. You know, other people that should be winning the matches tonight. So I don't know. He either goes 4 for 4 or he goes like 2 for 4. I don't know, but every pay-per-view, Triple H does something stupid. I just don't know where the stupid thing's gonna happen. But Worlds Collide, I'm not really, Worlds Collide is just Worlds Collide. I'm just gonna watch it to watch it. I'm not really. I guess I'll care about the Grande Americano match because that kind of plays into the Money in the Bank.
Well, Chad Gable is facing Vikingo. Then El Grande is in the Money in the Bank thing. So
different people. I keep forgetting that.
If you were to tell me that Chad Gable and Vikingo
you know.
would face off, I tell you you'd crazy. But that match is going to be fun.
That should be a really good match. I really do expect it to be like a really good match. I just can't find myself to give a damn. Yo, bro. I can't find myself to give a damn about it. But yeah. This is gonna be interesting. This is Triple H got to hit this one out the park. I ain't gonna lie.
Look, the WWE right now, in terms of the eyes of the fan base, is not on good terms. Booking decisions, storyline wise, at the end of the day, wherever you may fall on the spectrum of WWE, whether you are a fan of them or whether you are kind of falling out of love with it for a little bit, Triple H has to do something right with this card, and there was a literal layup for him to do with do something with John Cena, even though it's not in the same place and even though it's not technically under the same circumstances. John Cena and CM Punk was right there for the taking, and you didn't even do that. You did a tag team match instead involving Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes. Now, sure, the Cody Rhodes stuff can definitely be leading to something down the line, but when you have history in the making, 14 years after the initial, I mean, I know the sequel is not always greater than the original at times, but you had history and you decided to do a tag team match instead. So, look, we'll see how things do for tonight. I'm looking forward to the ladder matches. I am. It's definitely a weird kind of layout for the men's side of things specifically, but the women's, it's absolutely stacked. It's absolutely insane how much talent we have in this Money in the Bank ladder match for the women, and you can make an argument for any single one of them, honestly. So, where do you guys want to start off? Do you guys want to just start off with the women and just talk about how stacked this Money in the Bank ladder match truly is for the women?
I was going to start on the other side so we can get that.
I'm like, come on, TJ. What is wrong with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match to you?
A big thing, Phil.
Other than Carmelo. Other than
what's
Carmelo. Other than Carmelo.
Final name. What's that final name in there? What is that final name?
I know.
Because I think
other than Carmelo Hayes,
if it wasn't El Grande Americano, if it was actually Chad Gable, I would not have a problem lineup. I think this is a solid lineup. El Grande, the part I hate is that it's El Grande, and because I'm not mad that Andrade got in, and I'm a little mad, but you
were mad. You were mad. Come on.
I'm not mad that Andrade is in it. I'm mad.
You were mad. Don't even get me started. Come on.
Still, yes. Makes me mad is we're still doing the fucking El Grande Americano shit. Like,
yeah. That's
why are we still running with this fucking gimmick? It's so stupid. And we know he's not going to win it. He's literally only in here to make sure the Latinos don't get the briefcase. Penta's got his hand on. And here's El Grande. Andrade's got and there's El Grande.
I'm not gonna lie, TJ. He's in my number 3 spot. If we were ranking, I'm sorry, he would be.
What?
Yeah, he's in my number 3
over Solo.
Fuck Solo. He would be number 4. But
well, yeah, yes, but damn,
like I'm not gonna lie, guys. Here's the thing. Fine, we'll start off with the men's. Look. The fact of the matter is, look,
I agree.
This whole thing with the El Grande Americano thing, yes, 100% TJ. It's definitely gone on for far too long. It's definitely, it's not only just run its course, it's just absolutely ridiculous at this point for how long it's been going on. But look. This Chad Gable and El Grande Americano thing, first of all, they never had an actual plan with it. Never. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how you try to spin it. They never had a legit finalized plan for this, and they never had an end goal. Which is why it's taking so long. Which is why it's taking so long for just Chad Gable to take off the freaking mask and just be done with it. Now, I'm not even going into the whole, Chad Gable's not El Grande Americano. I'm not doing that garbage with any of you. Not.
His boots. Grande's boots even said CG.
Yeah, because Chad Gable went on social media and said that I lent him my boots because his boots and his luggage got lost on the plane over here. So I'm like, all right, Chad, you're trying your best with this. You are. You're trying your best with this, and you're actually trying to make gold out of chicken shit, but it's not working. So it is what it is. But I mean, you take a look at the field. You have Solo Sikoa, you have LA Knight, you have Penta, you got Andrade, El Grande Americano, and then you have Seth Rollins. To me, there's only 2 people that realistically should be in contention for this Money in the Bank ladder match, and that is LA Knight, and Seth Rollins. Because those 2 are realistically the only 2. Seth Rollins has a story going into it because he's been Mr. Money in the Bank before, and he's got this faction that he's got going on with Braun Squared. And then LA Knight, we've been wanting the man to win the past 3 years. So there you go. But how do you guys feel like this is shaping out?
No, I like this one better. Yeah, that works
better.
There you go. My top 3 has got to be. I feel like it's got to be LA Knight. it's got to be LA Knight, and then
There you go.
if it's not, they showed Rollins too much these past like 2 weeks for him to win. There's no way Punk is gonna let him win this shit. Punk is gonna let
Or
that happen.
Roman. I've heard a lot of Roman talk too.
If Roman shows his big ass up in this ladder match, I'ma lose. You could pick any other day to come to work, but you pick today. You pick today
to cost Seth for SummerSlam? Possibly. I'm just saying possibly.
If it's not LA Knight, I mean, literally the only other person I can't even say Solo because Jacob's about to mess him. It's literally just LA Knight for me.
Yeah,
it's Seth's not winning it. It's got.
Yeah,
because I don't see them putting the briefcase on Andrade or Penta.
Yeah,
which it would be cool if they did, but I don't see them doing that.
I would love it if Andrade actually had a shot, but does WWE actually believe in Andrade? No, they just put him in here to do cool spots.
No.
And Penta, it would be absolutely amazing to have him as Mr. Money in the Bank, but I think it's a little bit too soon. Maybe a year, like like after this, like 2026, 2027, then we can talk about him being possibly like in the world title picture, but it's too early right now. And plus, we all know the end goal is getting Penta and Phoenix back together for the Lucha Bros. So I have LA Knight. Like, that is my pick. But Loft, what say you?
Man, whoever can beat Jey Uso quicker, not gonna lie.
I knew it.
So if that's Rollins, give it to Rollins. If it's LA Knight, even better.
Yeah.
You feel me? Everybody else is just there to take up spots.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. That's really it for me. It's those two. I'm fine with either of those two. If anybody else wins, I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? LA Knight, he can't go 0-for-3 in this match. He can't. There's no way in the world.
God. Now here's the thing.
I really hope they're not trying to make him go 0-for-3.
Yeah.
Like, that's bad.
What do we think with the tag team match main eventing and both world champions in it? Do we see a cash in tonight?
I
feel like
I don't think tonight.
No,
I don't think tonight,
not.
but there is a possibility on Monday. I do. I do.
Monday
think
for
there is
Jay and
tonight,
Gunther.
probably not.
I do think there's.
Yeah.
I do think there's a
Yeah.
huge possibility for Monday if the Goldberg stuff doesn't pan out. The Goldberg
I
stuff
can tell
can
you right now
definitely
that-
pan out.
After that most recent,
Even
The
if it
Goldberg
does.
stuff can definitely pan out, and even if it does, it
Did
can
y'all
work.
did y'all see what he said? That man said he
Yeah.
can barely
Yeah.
walk. His knee is shot.
He's cooked.
He can't walk without taking a shit ton of painkillers. Match. He better sit down somewhere before you get paralyzed and
Yeah.
shit. I'm talking about something. I want my final match, brother. Walk if you do that.
Yeah. No, like I
Just sit his ass down somewhere.
like
and
I
watch the
agree
show.
100%. Monday is definitely a possibility, though, for sure.
Yeah, tonight's
If we
tough,
do have a
man.
cash in, I think it's a cash in on Gunther because I think Ilya returns tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Sunday, bro.
Mhm. All right, so thank y'all for watching OTB. Next stream, Monday. It'll come
Unless I missed something for Sunday.
back Monday. Look,
Sunday Night Raw.
TJ, you can't even say
Oh,
anything.
it's gonna be
because Money-
unsuccessful.
We always have.
It's gonna be
Saturday at least now.
unsuccessful. My God, I just figured it out because y'all telling me, and Jay just figured it all out for me. Rollins is gonna win tonight. He's gonna retain against Gunther tomorrow. Be beat up because Rollins is gonna come out, try to do his thing. Punk's gonna fail to cash in. Punk is not letting Seth successfully cash that shit in. if Seth
if we get another
somehow wins it,
unsuccessful-
we get
we-
Punk and Seth at SummerSlam.
if
Oh
well,
no, because that'd be the
look,
King of the Ring
here's
person.
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
We cannot do a field cash in.
We've seen Punk and Seth way too many times at this point. I'm done with that for now. And Loff is 100% right. We cannot do an unsuccessful cash in again.
Oh yeah, not 2 years in a row. Not 2 years in a row. That'd be
We
wild.
cannot do an
Absolutely
unsuccessful
not.
cash in again.
Right.
Last year, here's the thing. I always will stand on this. The Drew McIntyre one made 1,000% sense. I don't care what anybody else says at this point.
I was super mad at that shit.
Like,
I feel like that's why I'm so glad we're in a time where it's like kayfabe isn't like fully a thing, because if it was in kayfabe, why wouldn't CM Punk let Drew win so that way he can face Drew for the title and take the title? I had the same problem back in 17. Why wouldn't you let Baron Corbin beat Jinder for the title with the cash in? Because you know you're gonna win
TJ,
it.
stop. You're using logic.
stop.
TJ, stop.
You're using
Logic,
too
stop.
much logic. Yeah, you are. You're using
Stop.
too much logic. But at the end of the day, I will always stand by the fact that what they did with the Drew McIntyre thing was 100% fine. And the feud between Punk and Drew did phenomenal stuff anyway. But it's Rollins or LA Knight. And that at the end of the day is the only thing that matters. And we'll see. But definitely my pick is LA Knight for sure. Because it's gotta be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be great. That would be a really great thing if they did that.
And
man.
on top of that, LA Knight better, and I mean better, be a heel during this entire run with the briefcase. He's got to be a heel. I'm sick and
Why?
tired of
I ain't gonna
this.
Lie. Yeah, I need to heal back. I need to heal back.
I'm sick and
Why?
tired of the. I'm fine with the stuff. I think the stuff is cool, but
Because
it's just
why?
tired. I'm tired.
He's gonna be a heel when he cashes in. Cashing in on Cena.
Yeah.
We know
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
And Jay is over as fuck as a babyface. So if you cash in on him, you're automatically about to get your ass booed, no matter who you are.
I don't think that's all the way true.
I'm
don't
just
think that's
done
all the
with
way
the
true.
LA Knight babyface run. I just think he needs something more and an edge to him. I'm just done with it.
I think we have too many heels though. There's a lot of heels. And now it's hard to make real heels because the heels are getting cheered and the faces are getting booed.
Yeah, but that's not that's our fucking fault for doing shit like this.
Then
okay,
if that's the
it's
case,
our fault
if
that
that's
that's
the
happening.
case-
Why are we flipping one of our main faces?
If that's the
Why are we
case,
flipping?
because then here's the thing. How else would you? Because then if we don't want LA Knight to get booed, because we want him to win. So if we want him to win, cash in and not get booed, he would have to cash in on Cena, but Cena be facing at SummerSlam because it will most likely be the winner of King of the Ring, right? Whoever beats Cena whoever faces Cena at SummerSlam, they either have to win and then get cashed in on by LA Knight, or they lose on Cena and wins it. And then what do they do from there? Because I guarantee you, they do not have a plan for an LA Knight versus John Cena.
I do not see a world where John Cena gets cashed in.
Even though just saying those two names
not.
together, program for it, but we know who has a pin. We know he does not have a plan for it.
I do not see a single world where we see Cena get cashed in on. I don't. It's gonna be Jey Uso.
Then it's got to be Jay, because Jay is not losing. It would do this and then have Jay lose it back to Gunther. And that's not anything against Jay. It's just Gunther is that title, if that makes sense.
That
with the
that
IC
first
title,
world title run was not really all that great.
That is also true, and Jay's isn't either, because they do this thing where they lock their in a storyline that has nothing to do with them. Their champion compete at all except against the same 5,000 different pay-per-views until finally, Oh,
They don't wrestle.
I found a new weaker opponent that I'm gonna beat pay-per-views in a row, and then he finally beats me, making it 1-4.
Yeah, no, like the
Oh,
They did the same thing. They did the same thing with Rhea Ripley when she was world champion. Every time they put that belt on them, they refuse to have them wrestle, or they'll wrestle in pointless
Right.
matches on Raw. Gunther just
they're
didn't get
doing
any
it.
of
They're
that.
doing it
At
with
least Jay was
Zelina
fighting
right
tag
now.
matches, and Rhea fought
Somebody
3
point
or
out
4 times.
Zelina's
They
last
are.
11 opponents.
Zelina's getting it bad.
The last
Zelina's
11
getting it
opponents are literally just a secret Hervis
Yeah.
and Chelsea. Literally,
Zelina's
and there was
getting
one. It was
bad.
4 weeks in a row. Her versus Piper.
Which is
Dog,
why
I love Zelina. She got to drop that title
They're
before
not
they
doing nothing.
start to wash
here's the thing.
allegations, and it's all Triple H's fault.
Here's the thing, which is why I've always said as soon as Zelina won the freaking championship from Chelsea in the first place, we need to get her out of that vortex of the Secret Hervis and Chelsea Green. We need to find her new opponents. We need to find her actually some solid opponents to go up
That's
against.
the thing.
Because there's more than just Chelsea Green.
I hope this doesn't. I hope this comes out the way I mean it to come out. There's not a mid card over on SmackDown. Now, I'm not saying
at all.
because every woman is main event level. I mean, but I'm saying there is literally only 4 people that I can count on my hand as mid card. As an insult, I mean people who these are the people who will elevate this division. It's literally just Zelina, Chelsea, and the Hervis. Every other woman on there is main event caliber. Naomi, Jade, Bianca, Charlotte, Tiffany, Nia. And if you bring any of them down to the mid card, you get the same allegations. Oh, why do they need title? Because otherwise you get Zelina versus Chelsea for the 10th time.
Well, here's the thing. When it comes down to, I want to switch gears to the women's IC title for a second.
Oh, release all their fucking women's talent. That would also help them have a mid card.
That is fair too. But when you talk about the women's Intercontinental Championship picture for a little bit,
Zelina Tegan would have cooked. Oh,
I would have loved that, especially because how much I'm a huge fan of Tegan Knox. But the women's Intercontinental Championship picture compared to the women's US title picture is just a completely different stratosphere, and it's a completely different landscape right now.
Which is crazy, Phil, because on that side, at least on Zelina's side, she's facing. Lyra has literally she's just been Becky, but that for some reason it's still better than what they're doing over here.
Because you want to know why? Because you want to know why, TJ, at the end of the because you want to know why, TJ, at the end of the day, whether you like Becky or whether you don't, this feud with Becky Lynch for Lyra Valkyria has made her so much better than what she was when she started off here on Raw. Okay, I don't care what anybody says.
That's such a good segue. Y'all didn't even realize I walked y'all down.
I technically brought up the women's IC title picture first, but okay, we'll work together with that. But
I brought up the women. I brought up the women though.
We're talking about women anyway. Okay.
Favorite
that just sounds strange to say.
Favorite thing to do. Respectfully, of course. Respectfully.
Look,
I dislike the both of y'all.
I thought you were about to say you dislike women. I was gonna say this man does not speak for us.
That was
no. I said what I said to both of you.
That was more TJ than me. But in terms of the women's Intercontinental title picture, don't even get me started, TJ. Come on. Becky.
It's Lyra, Becky. That's the Intercontinental title division.
And you can have more. There are a lot more in the mid card for Monday.
I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about right now. Oh yeah, that bitch is about the skyrocket.
I think Ivy's in there.
Look,
I think Ivy's in there.
You can have Ivy in there. You can have people in there.
Sniffed the title, and then after Money in the Bank, that division is about
more people.
Well, shit.
Skyrocket.
Yes, more people in this women's IC title picture is the way to go. But look, Becky and Lyra, this feud has done so much wonders for Lyra Valkyria as the champion. Now, yeah, sure. In my eyes, she's losing the title tonight. But I don't really think that's necessarily a bad thing. Mainly because I'm not going to use the logic of, oh yeah, the Women's Intercontinental Championship gains more prestige with Becky Lynch. Kind of does, but also when you have this whole Bayley factor coming into play here, you can have a triple threat happen at Evolution, or you can have Bayley come back, calls Becky again. Lyra goes on and does something different, and then you have Becky and Bayley at Evolution non-title. Either way, it works. You can do the triple threat or the singles matches, but regardless, I'm fine with either. I want to know how you guys feel about this feud with Becky and Lyra and where you guys stand with Lyra now as opposed to where she was before the Becky stuff even took place.
Lyra's cool.
Well,
Lyra is I have no problem with Lyra personally.
Is she just a bird?
As a superstar? Not even that. Well, yeah, but not even just that. It's just y'all know I don't give a damn about Becky Lynch stories at all, or matches for that matter. So this is just, for me, this has just been a pretense to give Becky another championship that she doesn't need. This entire storyline started off bad when Becky came back at Mania, and you had her just win the tag team belts, drop them, just to do a bad heel turn, and just to lead us to where we're at now, where they're probably just going to book this feud 50-50 until SummerSlam and blow it off. And I'm supposed to believe, oh, this is making Lyra better. Y'all could have used this time. There's no reason why, and they fall into this trap every single time a mid-card championship comes around and a veteran comes around, they say they have to win it. If you wanted Lyra to improve on the mic and improve in the ring, or at least improve on the mic, because I've always think she's very good in the ring. She's not bad in the ring at all. I guess the mic thing is something that you could like say she needs improvement in. Okay, cool. There's no reason why Becky has to be the reason why Lyra improves. There's multiple people on that roster that Lyra can improve against. But you lock Lyra in the box of saying, all right, now you have to lose to Becky, then you have to give the Becky back, and then you had to do the whole promo thing back and forth again. What else can they say to each other at this point? Yes, Lyra's better off for the feud. Okay, cool. You could have improved her in so many different ways besides of just putting her in the face of someone who's just going to win the belt, hold it for a month, and then drop it again. It doesn't make any sense. So this match, for me, is just a Monday Night Raw last match. Becky, 9 times out of 10, is going to win. And we're going to lead to a blow-off match. This match doesn't need to be here. This match doesn't need to happen. The only time this match will make sense tonight is if Lyra wins. And then we can blow off the feud. But the way that's going, Triple H and the way that the person he learned from loves to do these 50-50 booking ass storylines. So I would be very surprised if Lyra, I would love Lyra to win, but I would be stupid to predict her to win. It's just, I'm feel like I'm walking to another mindless Becky Lynch title reign. I can't stop it. So,
I see your points for sure. I definitely do. I don't know. TJ, how you feeling, man?
Perfect world. This is how the match would go. They're doing their thing, putting on a good 10, 12 minutes of solid action. And then in the last few minutes is where the shenanigans happen. A turnbuckle pad coming loose, and then he pokes Lyra in the eye. That's when she hits the manhandle slam. She goes for the cover, and she does the thing where she goes for the cover. Here, Bayley's music hit, and she comes down to the ring, and Becky's like, oh, and then that's when she turns around, gets hit with the Nightwing, and then I don't remember if Lyra uses the Nightwing as a finisher anymore or a signature, but
she does. It's a finisher.
And then 1, 2, 3, right there.
So Bayley,
and then you can start the Becky and Bayley. Yeah, and then you work on getting Lyra a new challenger because who's on the woman who beat her for the NXT title. Who else is? Oh, Julie's on SmackDown, but yeah, Roxanne's on Raw. They have history there. You can run that shit back right there.
You can. And that can work indeed. So, look, I've liked what they've done with this so far, And yeah, at the end of the day, it is a difference of opinion. But that's fine. With everything that's happened right now with the Women's Intercontinental Championship title picture, I'm just happy it's better off than what's happening over on Friday Night SmackDown in the US. And that's not even a diss to Zelina Vega. I think Zelina Vega deserves a hell of a lot better than what she's getting. But WWE doesn't think so. And at the end of the day, yeah, sure, Zelina's most likely losing that title to Julia. But was it the right way to go about it after everything you've done to get Zelina Vega her first women's championship ever in the company? That remains to be seen. All right.
I have a hot take. But if you open your eyes, you realize it's true. Never won that US title. She should have been sent to NXT. It's not a demotion. She should have been sent to NXT because she would have thrived better. Do not care about Zelina. This is not a diss on Zelina. This is a diss on the booking and the crowds. The crowds do care about Zelina, even though they should, because her is literally a perseverance. But these crowds do not care because the time is not being. She should have never won that title. She should have went to NXT. On would be way better at booking her for her.
When you have that Saturday Night's main event crowd booing Zelina Vega, that's a problem. Because she did nothing wrong.
Wait a minute. Wait a second. The only thing, all right. I don't agree with that for multiple reasons, really. But the only thing is like this: you do not. I don't think Triple H has the mental bandwidth to prepare a full Zelina Vega title run that makes sense. Okay,
you just call that man dumb.
He did.
What? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm call him stupid as fuck too. I'll say it.
You don't care.
I'll say it.
The problem is mental fortitude.
Zelina Vega definitely should have won the U.S. championship. The people just should have booked her better. Putting her on NXT, I feel like would have threw her in a different pond because one, she's not a developmental superstar. Two, Mariah May is there now. So now, and JC Jane is NXT Women's Champion. So now they told you what their next plan is. And now you're throwing Zelina into a pool of people where she really shouldn't be beating the developmental talent. Zelina doesn't have to develop. She already knows how to do everything. So she's not in a place where she has to go to NXT for any specific reason. You're just putting her in NXT just to be in NXT. If you put the belt on her, all you had to do was create a story. Create multiple stories for the U.S. Championship. That's the only thing you had to do.
They can't do that without women. They ain't got the women to create stories around.
Yes, they do. Yes, they
do.
They most certainly do.
It's not.
It's got to be main event talent then, because there's no mid-card division. So you're gonna have to start running shit with Zelina versus Charlotte, David and Goliath. Julia could be the saving grace of Zelina's title reign. If they have Zelina retain against Julia, that is the only saving grace for Zelina's title reign. Is if they make this story with Julia.
I do not
Cook.
see a world where Zelina wins that against Julia. I don't.
Oh no, she's probably
she's done. But but they should have just booked her better.
The thing is, because look, so you telling me Zelina couldn't tell a story with Alexa Bliss?
Easily, they could have done something.
Okay, that's one. Why are you not using Candice LeRae and only having her on
they could have had something with her. You have people on SmackDown.
Who else we got here? You could have had, even though Jade's a main event level superstar now, she hasn't won a championship at all. Jade's not above anything. You could have done one with Jade
easily.
Too. That's 3. Michin has been on the. She had 4 matches with Chelsea Green and she lost 4 times.
Was right
you
there.
could have easily told a story with Michin. That's 4. And then you can. You have Nia, you have Naomi, who obviously both are in the main event level scene, but there's no reason that you have to keep them up there. You can't drop them down, tell a story, and have Zelina just
I will
beat
never
them.
I will never look down upon a superstar. Being a main event talent, going down to not going down to the mid card to help that champion out. What is Drew McIntyre doing right now?
That's it.
He's going after Jacob Fatu in the United States Championship. Drew McIntyre's the main event talent. The United States Championship picture.
You
The
know
United
why?
States Championship
Because
picture.
Drew's got to
The
go.
United States Championship picture is one of, if not the most important thing on Friday Night SmackDown right now when it comes down to championships being on that brand, because John Cena is trying to ruin professional wrestling and he is not there most of the time. So that United States Championship picture is more important now than ever. So putting somebody down there like a Drew McIntyre in this thing, not just because of the goal of getting the Grand Slam champion, but just to stack up the division more. I'll never be mad at WWE for doing that. So why can't we do that for the women? On the
Because
SmackDown
if you
side.
don't have a story. You don't have a story. You follow the. Are we doing this main
Here's the
event
thing,
talent to
TJ.
elevate
Build
the
one.
title?
Here's the thing, TJ. Build a story. Make a story happen.
Thank
Phil,
you.
Phil,
Thank
Make
you.
a
Hey,
story happen.
Here's the
That's
thing
what I've
again.
been saying.
Y'all keep saying that like it's easy. Who has the pin? It's not me or Love. We could easily do this shit. I have 5 of them in my head on DWF. It's the bald nigga with, as if he hasn't been in this business. I gotta remember, he wrestled in a time where women were seen as objects. That's the out. He wrestled in a time where women were objects. He don't know what a woman's supposed to be booked like.
No, I'm not doing that shit. But
And
No,
it can't
the problem
can't
is
pass it off.
Triple
Got those either.
I'm not doing that.
The problem
shit.
is
No.
Triple H he brought these belts back for fan
Yeah.
service. I don't think Triple H hates women. I don't think that honestly that's low hanging fruit and that's an easy way to cop out.
I'm
for
not
just
saying he
that
hates women.
He
I'm
doesn't
saying
know what the
he-
fuck he's doing. I'd rather you say
He
that.
doesn't understand how to book one because he's never seen that wasn't in Vince's eyes.
But that's not true
because
because he knows how to book women. He knows how to book Becky, Charlotte, and Bianca
Exactly.
and Rhea. He doesn't.
People
knows how
who
to
would be
book the main
seen
event
as
talent.
stars in Vince's eyes. If you're
knows how to
someone
book
who's
the main
built
event
like a
talent.
Charlotte or built like a Jade or Bianca, he does not know how to book you. You
He
could
knows
say
how to
back
book
in
the main
NXT,
event
but who
talent.
was side? Sean. Smaller women perfectly? Sean. Triple H doesn't know how to book smaller statured women. He only knows how to book women who look like fucking Amazon.
He knows how to book the main event talent. That's it. The mid card, he don't know shit about.
Anyone can be a main event talent, though, if you book them.
Exactly, that's what I'm
talent.
saying. Exactly, that's what I'm fucking saying, TJ. But at the end of the day, the Triple H doesn't know how to do that shit. So it's just a crapshoot at that point.
And that's the thing. I don't even know if it's so much of him not knowing how to. I just don't think he cares.
I don't think he doesn't. I don't think he knows how. But yeah, you're right. He doesn't care.
Or this too. If I want to
think
throw
it's
him some
both.
bait for some reason, if I want to throw some bait, maybe what I've been saying for many people have been saying for this entire time, especially with SmackDown, the shows are too damn long.
I mean, come on, the 3 hour stuff.
You're
Which is
trying to
crazy.
spend
I
so
was
much
never
content.
for
Your
the
shows
3
are
hours.
3 hours. More love and creative.
Yeah.
I was never for the 3 hour SmackDown. And because I said that the roster was definitely not built for it at all. And B, at the end of the day, whether you give these people more time or not, that doesn't matter. What matters is actually trying to build stories and actually build some credibility and creativity on your product. If you don't have that, time don't mean shit. So the 3 hour product has got to go, but it's staying. So that's just what sucks about it. I've never for the 3 hour product. Never. And I'm glad I split 10 toes on that. Sorry.
Yeah, because like Triple H brought the mid-card women's belts for fan service. Okay, cool. You still have to follow up on that fan service. You still have to follow up on the fact that, and thing is, Lyra's not booked like a damn Amazon. Becky's not that damn tall. Becky just has a history behind her. I don't think Triple H is like I don't think Triple H looks at women superstars the same way Vince does. But at the same time, I can't say TJ's all the way wrong, because who did Triple H learn from this entire time?
He sat behind him the whole time.
So it just it runs into itself. So it's like there's no right answer with this. The only concrete statement we have is, oh, he's not doing it right. Oh, Zelina Vega has to fight the Secret Hervis every week. Oh, Candice LeRae's on speed. Meanwhile, she be fighting grown men. You can't even attempt to tell a story with that, because nobody cared. I remember when Candice first came back, like when Triple H first got there and Candice came back. She didn't get a pop then, and she hasn't gotten a pop now. Her pop has not rose in 3 years. That's a problem. Part of the reason why Zelina Vega doesn't get a pop is because her theme song, first of all, it sounds like
it's a SmackDown theme song,
which I don't know. Theme songs mean everything. That the problem is with a lot of these superstars is just that their presentation is off. The reason why Malachi is going to get a pop soon is because his presentation is top tier. Zelina Vega's presentation is not top tier. The first thing that people should know is the entrance song. You should hear it. But the only thing Def Rebel knows how to do is say the first name of them so you know who's coming out. It starts there. The in-ring work can be cool. The promo can be cool. Zelina Vega checks off every single box, but they never presented her in the right way. Vince never did it.
Yeah.
No one did. I never knew why. But that's what puts you in this position now. And now it's like the only way Zelina Vega in this championship gets saved is if Zelina loses. And now you have to attempt to tell a story with Julia, and now you're putting Julia in a weird spot because Julia is still learning English, even though her English has gotten very good recently.
Yes.
She's insane. Now you're forcing her to. Now you go, all right, let's make Julia into a story. Do they care that much, or are they going to have Julia come out there and just beat their ass every week?
Yeah.
Championship reigns are made better with story. That's simple. The matches aren't going to do nothing if you don't have story to do it.
Story is king. It's always been that way. When you have a story, people matter, and we get behind it. But
for real.
But in terms of the women's Money in the Bank here, to me, there's really only one winner, and it should be Naomi. The thing is, when it comes down to like my ranking of like all of these 6 women, it's literally this order, except Alexa Bliss would just be moved to the Julia spot, and then Julia and Stephanie would just replace Alexa. Alexa's my 6, and like she's got the least likely to win this thing for me, mainly because she's got this thing going on with Charlotte right now, quite frankly, and it's interesting to say the least, but Wyatt 6 stuff for sure. The only reason why I have Naomi and Rhea as the top 2, because Mommy in the Bank just sells. I don't care what anybody says. That WWE would just do that. But Naomi, the Money in the Bank just fits this entire character with this whole proceed with caution stuff. So if Naomi doesn't win, it's a huge flop. But those are my 2.
I would not be surprised if where they put it on Stephanie. I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't shock. I would be shocked or mind that.
Her presentation is given. It's kind of given. I don't know. It's giving a mix of Penta and like the entrance is fucking A1. Also, you're letting them cook in the ring and the audience with that shit heavily.
Yeah.
When she did the Devil's Kiss the other day, the entire fucking main roster audience was doing that. But I do think Naomi should get it number 1. That is like, story is there. I saw somebody put it earlier. I forgot who it was, but they said Jade wins Queen of the Ring. beats Tiffany at SummerSlam is in on Jade to win the title. That is a perfect storyline in a perfect world.
Yeah.
Naomi should win this. If not Naomi or not Stephanie, you already know what it is over here.
Of course you got Roxanne. Of course.
You already know. You already fucking
That's a
know.
great,
Hey,
that's a great pick
Here's
too.
the
I ain't gonna
thing.
lie.
Here's the
That's a
thing.
great
I
pick,
don't
too.
mind
all
any of these
these
women
picks
winning
would
this.
be great.
Like,
Even
I don't
Rhea,
mind it.
It's just if Rhea wins it, I don't want her to go after the fucking
Here's the thing.
title. Go after Tiffany,
Here's the thing.
please. Go after
Here's the
Tiffany.
thing. If Rhea wins this thing,
Yes.
she's cashing in Australia. Like that's a foregone conclusion.
I mean,
They're going to Australia. They just can't. She just cash in there. It's just there for the taking. But any of these women can win, and I'm fine with it. Like realistically, I mean, Alexa, you kind of have to give me a little bit more to try to like get behind Alexa being Miss Money in the Bank.
Wait. Promise I'm not being a dumbass right now.
What?
Please remind me who is the champion. I genuinely
EO. It's EO. It's EO. It's EO. It's EO.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I couldn't.
That's not your fault. That's Triple H's fault because she don't wrestle.
Dog. I was
She's there.
just cycling through names. I was like, who the fuck holds
You
that
see what you did,
title
Triple
right
H?
now?
You see what you did? You see what you did?
Fuck.
TJ doesn't know who the champion is.
And that's a
what
problem
he
in
did.
and of itself. But like, you have to give me a little bit more of an argument for Alexa Bliss to win this thing, but I wouldn't mind it if she did. Julia and Stephanie, either one of those two can win, and you can like, that's great. Like that's fantastic. Like that's fantastic.
Oh my god.
Oh
my god.
Roxanne Perez, just by the fact of the Judgment Day stuff alone with Liv Morgan, who can always just be a plug and play into the women's world title picture, that just makes sense. You can do that. Like that would just work. And then Mommy in the Bank, and then Naomi with Proceed with Caution. Every single one of these girls has an element to where Money in the Bank can work. But Money in the Bank just always goes better with the heels, and Naomi right now is just the top person to do it and be Miss Money in the Bank. And Lof, I know you feel that way too, because I know you love what this Naomi stuff is doing.
Naomi realistically is the best way you go about this, to me at least. I mean, I still think she should have won at WrestleMania, but okay, cool.
She should have 100%.
We already passed that now.
I agree with that.
Yeah. I think she's doing better work than Cena is right now.
I think
Cena's
I
the greatest
think
of all
this is
time.
the best work of Naomi's career.
You know, you can argue it. You know, it's like now it's like Triple H has to show that not only can he give Naomi the spot as a woman, you have to show, because along with the things that people are saying about Triple H, one of the biggest things, and we spoke about this on my personal platform, is how he books black talent.
Yeah.
And Naomi is someone who is great on the mic, great in the ring, doesn't have any like negative points about her, to me,
Right.
at least. And you need to be able to book her in a prominent manner as a black woman, as a woman, as a superstar. To hold that briefcase, not hold it for 1 week and cash it in, to have Naomi use her heel run at, you know, they've been doing the same thing week by week by having like segments and then Naomi sitting in the background just looking. She could be just back there holding the briefcase, like just waiting for the moment. And you can wait like 6, 7, 8 months. The briefcase is most important when the person holding it, you forget they have it. The same way TJ forgot EO, which was world champion. That's bad, Triple H. See, look what you did to TJ. Say, apologize to him right now. With the Money in the Bank briefcase, though, that's different. With the Money in the Bank briefcase, that's different. To the point, if they have that briefcase and you're like, who the hell is Money in the Bank? Who has the contract? And then some random match.
Example, Damien.
That's how you do it.
And for the
I forgot that nigga had that briefcase for a while.
I definitely did too. So I saw.
I said,
"Oh, love
oh,
of God."
Start screaming at Phil.
Loff and I were sitting
Stupid.
together that night, and I literally just said, I turned to him and I said, "What if?" And then I just sung the Judgment Day theme
Shit,
song. And he was
man.
like, "You better not be doing this." And then all of a sudden, like 2 minutes later, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. And I was like-
That was a bad night.
But I was like,
that was a bad night.
look,
It's a
here's
cold ass
one more
night
thing.
too.
Pissed off.
Here's one more thing about this,
For real.
okay? If you have one of these freaking women cash in either hours after
And
this,
fail?
or well, actually, no, you can't, because the women's world championships aren't even on the show.
Oh yeah,
But like, if you have,
got lucky.
which is lucky, which you're lucky, because they can't cash in tonight. But I'm just saying, like, if you do this so relatively quickly, like the Bailey one, for instance, back in 2019, I was there at that show. Okay, I saw that fucker, break the cameraman's arm. Okay, I'm not saying his name, but you know who I mean. Redacted.
Has there ever been a Money in the Bank pay-per-view where
On that same night.
Yeah.
There definitely has to be.
Maybe
talking about
maybe the year Cena
Cody
and
briefcase?
what year was it when
There
Cena
definitely
came back?
has to be. But
Cena came back.
And who won that year? That was
wasn't that
Theory.
that wasn't Liv. That
oh,
Liv,
that was
Liv
Theory.
next year.
Yeah, fuck him. He's
Oh, did Theory
No.
cash in that night?
he
No,
cashed
he
in
cashed
on Raw on the
No,
US title. Fuck
Because he
that.
cashed in on
Yeah. And then who won for the women at that?
2021.
that wasn't the Nikki Ash one, was it?
No, Nikki Ash was
Yeah.
2020, I think, because she cashed it on Charlotte on Raw, and I fucking lost my
No,
shit on TikTok.
2020 was
forget that
Oscar. Because remember,
Yeah.
the briefcase had the
Oh
title.
shit, that was
Yeah, I think
2021.
Nikki was 21.
22 was Ash. 21, I'm trying to remember. 21
I got it right here if you don't.
would have been.
But then when did Liv win?
Here's
though?
the thing. Money in the Bank Money in
think
the Bank
Liv was 21.
2021.
I think
Money
Liv
in the
was
Bank
21.
2021. I have it up. It was Big E that won it and Nikki ASH.
That was 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Okay.
22 was Live in Theory. 22 was Live in Theory.
22 was in Nevada, in Las Vegas, and this was Liv Morgan and Austin Theory. Yeah. So,
So then
okay.
21 was the last time that there was not a cash in, because Biggie and Nikki both cashed in on a Raw. Different dates, but it was both on Raw.
Yeah. Yeah.
But look, I'm just saying, do not have one of these women just cash in like the day after, or just like have them hold on to it, please. I've always hated it. I've always hated the fact that they just waste the women's briefcases. And when I was there in 2019, seeing Bailey cash in on the same night and become champion, that was great, because you know how much I love Bailey. But I'm like, come on, it's been 2 hours. Like, what are we doing?
It's crazy.
But Naomi, Miss Money in the Bank. Rhea's definitely a close second in my eyes. Everybody else, you can have them win it. I'd be perfectly fine with it. So there we go.
And majority of the time.
I do not see a world where Cena and Logan win this. Cena and Logan Paul in my eyes is going to do something that John Cena does not like.
We're on the same
That's
page,
gonna
Phil.
cause their downfall.
And that nigga
That's gonna
about to catch the mean. He's just about to grab that title and walk the fuck out.
that's gonna cause their downfall, and that's
YouTuber. Fuck
and
that YouTuber.
And that's when Cody and Jay are gonna win. And I'm sorry, guys, but that Logan Paul and John Cena match is happening, and I feel like that's happening at Night of Champions.
Fuck, I just didn't want it to happen in Mania. It can happen now. I don't give a fuck.
We're past. Yeah,
We just didn't want it to be
That's cool now.
the Mania match. That's all
fair.
there.
Yeah,
That's fair.
But I
That's
can tell
fair.
you this, Phil.
But
Fuck that shit.
That buckshot into the AA is about to be a cold ass
yeah.
spot.
Oh,
Into
yeah.
the AA is about to be a cold ass.
I've always thought the prospect of doing Logan Paul versus John Cena was cool. Like I always thought that was cool, so you could do that. But yeah, John Cena, Logan Paul for the undisputed WWE title at Night of Champions. That just works with me. I'm sorry.
You know what's crazy? I like to imagine in a room with an agent, and then they're talking
like
about
with
match,
Michael P.S. or somebody like that. Just talking.
Yes. And then Logan's like, so who's gonna take the fall, guys? And all of them just turn and look at Logan like,
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. John Cena.
You think a Samoan's about to lay down?
Why are you looking around, bro?
You think
TJ,
the poster boy's about to lay down? You think the goat's about to lay?
TJ,
lights. Look up at the lights,
TJ,
Logan.
Here's the thing. They do the exact same thing. They're in the meeting room. They're all talking about the finish. He's like, all right, who's gonna take the fall? They all just slowly turn their heads to Logan Paul. He's like, oh fuck, it's me, is it? It's like, yeah, no.
So Logan, there's this thing
Wait, look at
called
me,
paying
guys.
your dues, son. There's this thing called paying.
Get on the ground, son.
Lay on the ground.
Logan's like,
It's time you
so John must be taking the pin, right, to build up him versus Cody. And John's like, pinfall? Oh, my retirement?
By the way, I know this might be it.
must be fucked up.
By the way, Cody's king of the ring. I can see Cody and Cena at SummerSlam.
No,
for
please
sure.
don't do that. Please don't do it.
I can see Cody and
please
Cena
don't
for
do it.
SummerSlam for sure. Like, I'm sorry, TJ. I know it's not what you want, but I can totally see it. And I know Saul is gonna be pissed.
No, the match is fine. I just don't want King of the Ring to do it. I want
that's the only way
King
to
of the
do
Ring
it.
to face Jay.
That's-
Or Jay or Goose.
That's the only way to do
Well,
it.
no.
I didn't.
Because remember, they had a world title match.
Winner of
time.
of the King of the Ring gets their world title shot at SummerSlam. Their brand's world title. Oh wait, yeah, their brand. So Cena.
Yeah. So have it be someone that's not. Have someone face Jay or Gunther.
So you want a
have a Raw superstar win.
So you want a Raw guy.
Yeah.
That's all you had to say. That's all you had to say.
Cody is. I did. I said have their face Jay.
Jay's not gonna.
I don't think Jay makes it to SummerSlam.
Jay's not making it past Monday, so
oh,
I have anything to
because
say about it.
Ilya's King of the Ring, bitches.
No, I got
Mad
Cody.
Dragon
I got
versus
Cody.
Reign
I don't know
General
why
at
you're yelling,
SummerSlam.
I got Cody. Nope.
I don't know why
I
you yelling
got
about that.
Cody. You actually think Triple H is gonna have the mental fortitude to actually do something like that? No, fuck that.
Hell no.
When it comes to actually, that is the one time I will give that nigga saving grace. That is the one time I will give him grace.
No.
That motherfucker loves his big Europeans.
Nah, see.
He had him fighting Gunther and tap out to Jey Uso at Wrestle of the Manias.
Because it's a story. It was a story.
There's
You can't beat a Samoan.
story
The Samoans control the company. The Samoans control the company.
Jey Uso never did a rear
If
naked choke a day in his life.
anyone else,
He never.
if Gunther was
He
facing
did. He
anybody,
never.
anybody else, he would not have tapped. He would have lost by
I don't know that.
pinfall.
I
He
don't
would
know
not
that-
have
I don't
tapped.
know that to
No.
be true. I don't know
No.
that to be
Sammy
true.
was not tapping out
I do not know
Gunther.
that
That's
to be
all
true.
I'm gonna say. Sammy would not have tapped out
Sammy?
Gunther.
No.
Sam.
But I was very happy that I was literally the
The
only,
reason
I was
Gunther
very
got
happy
tapped
the
out
only one.
is because he was facing a Samoan. That's the only
The-
reason why.
The only one.
That's terrible
The only
storytelling.
one that said Sammy
I
that
get
way
your
that
point.
night. The only one that said Sammy that night. But yeah.
And I wish and 10 toes on it. It should have been Gable.
I was so happy that it was
Like,
Sammy.
Well, yeah.
happy.
Have this man tap out in front of his crying daughter, and then be like, "Yeah, Sammy, go ahead, take.
I was
You got it,
I
Sammy."
was so happy that it was Sammy just to see the world burn.
Airing this bitch out, bro. I'm airing it. You got my daughter. I'm airing this bitch out.
Seeing the world burn was great during that time because I was the only one that believed in Sammy. But look, this tag team match main
Set up
event.
for so many strays. Oh, God.
People called him Sammy Hogan for
Sammy's
no
character
fucking
sucks
reason,
now
and I
anyway.
don't care what anybody says. Yeah,
Sammy
they
Hogan,
called him that the entire time he was Intercontinental champion.
That's wild because that nigga never wins. That nigga never
At all.
wins, bro.
He
Wins. He's
never
Sammy
wins.
Hogan now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what are we
Yeah,
doing?
they called him that. They called
He
him that the
barely
entire
wins, bro.
time as the Intercontinental champion when he defeated Gunther. I'm like, you guys are just nuts.
That's tough.
But yes, Cody and Jay win because Logan's gonna do something Cena don't like, and we're gonna get that match at Night of Champions. So there you go. And it's
Now,
in Saudi, so
here's
you
the
can do it
question.
there.
Now, here's the question.
Duh.
There's 4 matches on the card. The hours long. Let's assume the Money in the Bank's 25 minutes each. That hour. Becky and Lyra, even if they get 20 minutes, have.
I don't see
This
I don't,
main event about to get at least 30, 40.
I don't see this show exceeding past 3 hours, 3.5 hours.
That main event. That's still a good 40 minutes. For the main event.
I think the women's Money in the Bank is at least going to get 16, 17. I think the men's probably.
So you're getting the main event. I gave each Money in the Bank 25 minutes.
The women's Money in the Bank to me is going to be between 15 to 17 minutes in my eyes. The men's probably around 18 to 20. The women's IC title, I would say probably around, what was their last time at Backlash? Like 18, I believe it was. Back in 2025, back at Backlash last month. Lyra and Becky got like 18 and a half minutes. So you can probably say 15, 16 for this one.
So then even
and then
with
the tag is
entrances.
definitely gonna get at least a half hour, including entrances and all that. That's gonna get at least a half hour. But yeah, 3.5 hours. That's perfect for me with this.
Yeah, and those ads,
it's gonna get at least a half hour.
There's got to be a
bunch
of shenanigans. There's shenanigans. I refuse to believe they're gonna have these niggas just wrestling for the full 40 minutes. There's against a foot, and I think a return is happening too. I don't know if it's Roman, but
if we hear fucking Fiend tonight, Lof, I'm going to fucking delete that song from existence.
Fiend.
I'll tell you this right now.
That song deleted from existence.
I'll even step it further.
Can't fight that Fiend.
If I hear Fiend tonight, I'm not going to Vegas next year. I'm not going.
You shouldn't anyway.
I'm actually.
You should. Yeah, you shouldn't
anyway.
go at all.
I'm about to say I'm not going anyway.
Don't go. Why would
possibility.
you go?
It was a possibility, but I can't tell you. Loft knows.
What the fuck?
But
What the fuck do I know? What?
Yes, you do.
I don't know
You
anything.
predicted it the other day.
The fuck did I do?
Yeah, I'll be predicting mad shit. I'm like Lobsterdamus.
When I full
predict
sin,
mad things.
you.
Oh. Okay.
Oh. Yeah, no. I'm fine with not knowing that. I'm fine with not knowing that shit.
But still, I go last. Still don't go.
Yeah,
to
just
Vegas,
don't
bro.
go.
I mean, I'm not.
Why would you
I'm
go?
not now.
Is
I'm not
running your pockets.
Why would you go? Like, it's,
Phil.
No, I'm talking to everybody else now. I'm talking to everybody else now.
reasoning for
Like,
going.
TKO.
My reasoning for going.
other
Wait till
than
the cameras
that,
off. Wait till the
other
cameras off.
than that, why would you go? I'm talking wrestling.
Oh, other than that, there was no reason to go.
I'm talking like actual WWE wrestling wise. Why would you go? There's no point.
Oh no, I had no reason to go. No. Yeah, no.
This is gonna be super expensive. To pay
You're
it
just
again?
gonna pay
No,
thousands of-
No, this show
You're
ain't gonna be
paying
much
thousands
better.
of dollars for no reason at that point, which is ridiculous. And that's probably thousands of dollars just to
That's
get
tough.
to Vegas.
Yeah, that's tough.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, there's just no point.
I don't know how much money y'all spent down there.
But look,
It ain't worth it.
we got about like I'd say about 5 minutes because we definitely got to turn on Peacock and you get that shit loaded up. So just one final thought about Money in the Bank as a whole. Where you guys want WWE to take these Money in the Bank briefcases and just honestly air your grievances, because honestly we should just have a podcast about that, because this shit is definitely something we all got to talk about.
Oh, I know we definitely
Yeah.
are. In fact, Loft. Oh, you. What time do you work Wednesday?
11 p.m.
Yeah.
I think we're definitely gonna have a little reflect on this, because
If
I can just imagine the.
I have no
fuckery.
problem with that.
if I'm
Yeah,
if I'm done with the boom by 11, sure. Right.
We should come on here after the show's over tonight. I ain't gonna be doing shit. This
I
sponsorship waits tell
most
me how
likely
much
will.
tickets are being
As
sold.
soon as we hit end on this recording, I'm about to finish tidying up my apartment because I have friends coming over.
And I'll be getting off
in
a
fact,
watch along. I'll be getting off a watch along, but I'm down to talk after that.
Yeah, I won't
We'll
even
see
be
what
watching the
happens.
show
Like,
live. Everything
if the show, if fucking Americano wins or some shit, I'm not
Right,
gonna want to
yeah,
talk about shit.
yeah.
So, I mean,
if he wins, y'all are not hearing from me for at least a week. No.
Yeah. Loft, let me know, because I'd be down to
might-
talk,
I might-
but I mean, if,
All right, I
if
got you.
anything, I mean, I know it'd just probably be the two of us, because I mean, who else would probably join that? But I'd be fine to talk.
Girl,
Just to get content out here for the pod. Why not?
We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
These guys are singing now.
Oh.
We gotta go. The show probably gonna end. Oh yeah.
Oh, the show's gonna be like 2.5 hours then.
Oh, I forgot about
it's
you.
gonna, it's
I
it's
forgot
not
about
gonna
Youth.
exceed
Damn.
past 3
Youth.
hours in my eyes.
I don't even think it's gonna go 3 hours now.
max.
All
Now
right.
that I know
Hey,
UFC's on.
I'm gonna ask y'all a personal question. I'm
Yeah.
asking chat, right? Thing is, I have to go to work at 11. If I take Uber, which I don't want to do, I can get there by like if I leave here at 10:30, I can get to work. If I take the train, I have to leave here at like 9:30.
Yeah.
I tried to get off work. My boss was like, "No, you." So I may be cooked. I still gotta wait for this message still. But I just need. I ain't gonna lie. I just need to see both women's ladder matches. Like that's all I need to see. Becky gonna win, and then I don't give a damn about the tag match. I would love for Triple H to just book the ladder matches back to back. He ain't gonna do that probably, but I would appreciate it.
In my eyes,
please.
with Money in the
You know what I'm
Bank, you
saying?
should always start and end with one. But the tag matches the
Yes,
tag match is the fuck ass main event. So that's just ridiculous. But yeah.
Yeah. Shush.
All right.
All right.
That's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for all the love that you had in the chat tonight. Enjoy Money in the Bank tonight. Enjoy Worlds Collide in a matter of like 4 minutes or so. That's going to be fantastic. I cannot wait for that. Chad Gable and Viking are going to cook. We'll see you guys potentially after the show. I don't know. Loft and I are going to talk. We'll see. If not, we'll definitely just talk the next time we see you. So take care, guys. God bless. And we'll see you